This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And make sure to order Jamie Glazov's new critically acclaimed jihadist psychopath, how he is charming, seducing, and devouring us. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Good evening. Welcome to the Jamie Glazov Moment. Tonight, the death of the Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, recently Breitbart ran a story on Newt Gingrich and how he had pointed out that, quote, we are witnessing the death of the Democratic Party. And so Breitbart's story was about a recent op-ed that Gingrich wrote where he stated that the Democratic Party is radicalizing so quickly that it makes even the Clinton and Obama administrations seem centrist. So you can just imagine what that means. And he's right, of course. And he was referencing the recent Democratic debate. And Gingrich wrote, quote, Tuesday night's debate was one more reminder that we are living through the death of the Democratic Party as we watch it mutate before our eyes into the Democratic Socialist Party. And Newt Gingrich is very correct. And we know that this has been happening for a long time. We know that the radical left, the communist left, has hijacked the Democratic Party a long time ago, but it's accelerating now, very much accelerating. I mean, with this new, this whole new breed of communists, of Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, we see now where the Democratic Party is going. And so, as Gingrich pointed out, those of us, all of us who watched the recent Democratic debate, it was clear to all of us how the candidates were falling over each other, competing with each other to establish their communist credentials. And Gingrich points out, the key facts of where these, new generation of communists in the Democratic Party, where they stand on all of the issues. They're for gun confiscation, forcing the radical California gender curriculum on every state, removing the tax exemption for churches and synagogues that define marriage as being between a man and a woman, the support for abortion, for open borders, for tax-paid sex change operations in prison, etc., etc., etc. We can just go on. And so Gingrich writes, again, quote, that this is a wrenching and defining moment for the party of FDR and JFK as it is conquered by the party of AOC, Sanders, and Warren. And so I just wanted to note this tonight because it's something that's happening right before our eyes. And we know that it's been happening for a long time. David Horowitz, one of the key thinkers in our country and in the West, that has looked at this and thought a lot about it and documented it. And for a long time, he has written about how the radical left has taken over the Democratic Party. And now we see how that communization of the Democratic Party is taking place. I mean, look, even we look back at Hillary's convention speech in 2016. Those of us that studied the speech, we could see that it was straight out of the Leninist and Stalinist and Maoist school of thought. Really scary stuff. And without doubt, the blueprint for the Khmer Rouge killing fields. There was a reason why they called the Khmer Rouge Sartre's children, because the blueprint for what the Khmer Rouge did was choreographed and architected by Parisian intellectuals in Parisian universities. So we know that there's the Marxist blueprint, and then we know what happens when it takes on earthly incarnations. I just wanted to say, as I read about Newt Gingrich and what he was saying, and he's calling out, of course, the elephant in the room. He's saying the right thing, and we're seeing what's happening. Very, very scary developments of what's happened to the Democratic Party. And as I was watching the Democratic debate, I was just thinking, while I was watching it, I get this very sick feeling inside. It's so nauseating to watch it. It's so sickening. And as I was watching it, I was thinking, why is this so revolting? Why do I feel such a sense of evil and how despicable and dangerous and frightening these people are and what they're saying. And of course, on a deeper level, you begin to understand it. You know, I've studied this for a long time, and I was thinking that evening while I was watching it, what we're watching is a transgression of the Ten Commandments. Everything that the Democratic Party stands for is a transgression of the Ten Commandments. And just for the sake of this video and this moment, we just mentioned 2 commandments right off the top of our head. Commandment 7 and Commandments 10. Commandment 7 and Commandment 10. 7, thou shalt not steal. 10, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. And so when you watch the dialogue, when you watch them talking, it's all about telling people, you don't have this, you don't have this, you're a victim, you're a victim. These evil people over here who own things over here, they're bad and you're suffering. You're a victim. And these people over here who have things, they're bad. And guess what? You need to covet that. And we covet that. We want their stuff. We are entitled to their stuff. And we will take their things and we will give it to you. And don't get me wrong, there's a place in life, we all got it. There's a place in life for generosity. There's a place in life for helping people who help themselves. This is a whole other matter. But to simply nurture this theme and this notion of telling people that you are victims and that these people, because they may have worked and gained things and have more things, are bad, and we will take from them and give it to you. How atrociously evil in so many ways. And what the 20th century told us about the nightmares that that kind of thinking produces, the mass genocide, the mass economic devastation that that kind of evil ideology perpetrates. Ladies and gentlemen, my parents escaped from the Soviet Union to come here to America. And now, tragically enough, the Soviet Union has come to us. But it's very scary times. And just to get back to the hook of this show, the title of this show, the Democratic Party might be dead, but it doesn't mean it won't succeed. The Democratic Party is dead in the sense of what it was and is supposed to be. The meaning is that it's the Communist Party now. But very frighteningly enough, because of the ignorance, because of the brainwashing by the left, it's accelerating. Its ideals are accelerating. People either don't know anything about what the 20th century produced in terms of this ideology, or they don't want to know, or many do know and want to perpetrate it all over again. Very scary times, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you soon on the next Jamie Glazov Moment. Good night.